Okay, day one of me trying to record and lock down all of my adventures in the crypto world. Okay, so to start today, I'll be looking through the website and documents of Dibs money. So basically, I already put money inside lah. So, but I just want to run through my thoughts on what I've seen in this project, what I think about it. Uh, this is not financial advice. I hear all the YouTubers saying that. But this is not. This is just me reading through and understanding it, and hopefully I can look back and see. Hopefully I don't go wrong anywhere, and hopefully if someone hears anything wrong that I understood this project wrongly, please let me know. But yes, Dibs money. I just saw it very recently only on one of the YouTubers page, and then I found it really interesting. So basically, let's run through the website very quickly. So this is the homepage of the project. Dibs money. They are a stablecoin pegged to the price of BNB. I have seen several projects that are pegged to the price of a certain crypto already, right? But the number actually makes me feel a bit like I'm not sure why is it like 1,000 dips to 1 BNB. Maybe because BNB is expensive, I don't know. Yeah, but they actually do say that they are a fork. They are a fork of Tomb Finance, and I think Tomb Finance is doing quite well now. So one of the reasons why I'm interested in this project also, because it seems like a good fork. Good fork, and it's just starting. So I thought like maybe if I enter it early, right, it'll be a good. I was gonna say investment, but this is not an investment. I think this is just me playing around. I only put $100 inside. Yeah. Yeah. So just quickly, why Dibs seasoned team. I haven't went to find out who are they yet. Next generation DeFi ecosystem bring high APRs, right? So they are really giving the credit to Tomb Finance. And I went through a little bit about Tomb Finance, what it is about. So basically, the idea behind Tomb Finance is they want to create a token, right? I mean, I think I won't talk so much about that, right? But basically, what they're trying to do for Tomb Finance, they're on the Phantom network, which uses the FTM Phantom coin. So they're trying to create a token that is pegged to the price of FTM because they realize that the FTM is a very useful coin, but it has several users that, for example, being a validator node would require people to stake Phantom coin, right? So people can't really move Phantom coin around. So they are trying to create a token that is pegged to the price of Phantom coin so that you can benefit from the price increase from Phantom coin without having to sacrifice being a validator. Yeah, I think that's what I understood lah, something like that. So this is why they propose to create Tome, right? So Dibs is trying to do that too. Okay, but very interesting is that they are also trying to create more users. Where is it? More users for Dibs, right? So they are gonna bring more use cases and utility to Dibs token. So this is actually quite basic. All of that, all other projects have these, right? But they're also going to venture into NFTs. They are going to, as a currency on enter NFTs. I'm not sure if this is a company or what, but they're gonna have lending, borrowing platforms on BNB. There's gonna be a launch pad for new Binance projects, right? So they're actually looking quite far ahead by now, which is quite nice to see. Okay, so basically they have three tokens: Dibs, which is the coin that is pegged to the price of BNB. So this is their goal. They always want. I think this is the most important thing that I realized that I need to know. 1,000 Dibs is supposed to be equals to 1 BNB. That's their goal. Their goal is to reach this ratio. Okay, 1,000 Dibs equals to 1 BNB. Okay, but currently as you can see it's 67. 1,000 Dibs is equals to 67 BNB. That's a lot. That's very high peg, right? So apparently it's not a bad thing. So they're not really doing anything about it. They're leaving it like that, and the market will adjust by itself. Next is D-share. D-share is actually their governance token. So basically, right, this money is also a DAO from what I understand. So they're holding a D-share actually give you voting rights on certain things that they want to do for the protocol, the things they want to change or implement. D-share gives you the right to vote on certain proposals. Right? At the same time, right, this is also the token where they encourage you to take profit from. right? Because they never want you to take profits using dips. Take profit in a sense as in change your dips into USD or any other coin to take it out of the system, right? Why? Because whenever you do that, you're going to push the price of the price of dips downwards, right? And if this price goes below one peg, I'll explain a little bit more later, right? Then it's not good for the ecosystem, lah, basically. So we should always try to take profit from this whole system using D share, or they actually have some tools for you to take profit using dips without selling dips. Okay. Lastly, is D bond. This is another one of the mechanisms on how to mechanisms to bring the peg back to 1 if it ever falls below 1. So for example, if 1000 dips suddenly equals to 0.9 BNB, right? So that's a problem. I'll talk a bit more why it's a problem later. If it's less than 1, right? D bond is something that you can do, something you can get in order to push the price of dips back up to 1. Okay. They also have liquidity pools for dips BNB, D share BNB. Okay, so this is the function that I was telling you about. You can actually straight away change dips into an LP, and I think this helps them because what you're doing here is actually not selling your, because if you do this on if you use dips, for example, to buy BNB and then put it as an LP, right, you're actually selling dips in PancakeSwap. But I think this ZEP here is here because they are actually within the system taking your dips and then giving you the dips and BNB LP. I mean, that's the only way, that's the only reason why I think they should have this here lah. Other than convenience sake, it also helps with the ecosystem. Okay, I'm not sure if you caught that. So basically we never want to sell this in the market because selling this will push the price down, which for now it's pretty safe. But if the price goes below one peg, they will actually stop paying you. Okay, so important question, right? What is the APR? I think the main APR to take note here is over here, right? So if you actually stake your D share over here, you are getting 2000% APR. This is without compound. APR 2000%. If we calculate that, right? Sorry, 365. You're earning about 5.5% a day, one day. So if I put $100 here, I'm earning $5 a day. Yeah, so that's pretty mad, right? Yeah, so this is if you stake D share, and you earn dips. Okay, so how are they paying you? How are they able to pay you, right? So basically, this is what happens. Okay, so basically, remember I said the goal of this whole project, right, is to keep the price of dips, the price of 1000 dips equals to 1 BNB. That is the goal of this whole project. Okay, so what they're saying is as long as the peg, so if the peg is 1, it means that 1000 BNB, 1000 dips equals to 1 BNB. That's peg. If peg equals to 1, if peg equals to 1.01, it means that it's a little bit higher. So 1000 peg is a little bit more than 1 BNB. Basically, that's what it means. Okay, so it's easier to say now. So if it's anything that's greater than 1.01, what they do is they actually just mint new dips. Basically, what they do is they create new dips out of nothing, right? Not out of nothing lah, but they create the supply. So they give out more new dips, right? So if they want it, so why are they doing that, right? So basically, right, this is the rewards for those who stake here. So all those who stake here will get the dips that are created. Okay, not all of it. They actually show how much of it will be given to who. Some of it will be kept in reserve for the protocol itself, but most of it is given out to people who stake here. Okay, so why are they doing this, right? Okay, so firstly is to reward those who stake. Okay, I think, but why? Okay, I think the more important question is, can they do this? Like, wouldn't that harm the whole ecosystem, right? Because if we keep increasing the supply, the price will go down, correct? Because more supply, greater the demand, it will push the price down. So which is why they have this chart over here, right? They actually have planned out a certain rate of expansion when there's a certain amount of supply in the market. And this is what they calculated to, they think that is optimal. Okay, so they're trying to reward those who stake, but also trying to maintain the ecosystem. So circulating supply is basically just the amount of dips that is in the market. If it's 500,000 or less dips in the market, there will be a 3% expansion that will be distributed to all stakers. If it's less than 2 million, more than 500, but less than 2 million, it'll be 2.5%. So you slowly decrease the amount of minting, so that the impact is not as great, right? Even as the project increases. So right now, if you see the DIP circulating supply, it is 31,000, right? So right now, because it's still very early in the project journey, right? The roadmap, right? It's actually in the maximum expansion phase. So that's why I think for me, I want to get in, right? Yeah. So they have this. I think that they probably took it from Toon Finance. I'm not going to check, but it's probably from there too. But I think it's a good mechanism anyway. It's good that, I mean, they found Toon Finance good. That's why they're doing it. So how do they reward? If you can see here, dips, when they expand, 80% goes to the stakers. 15% goes to the DAO fund. So this is the one, this DAO fund, I hope you understand what's a DAO fund, or what's a DAO, right? This is basically for the protocol, for Dibs Money protocol itself, whenever maybe they need to pay for the bonds, or maybe they need to invest in something, right? Or maybe they need it for emergency to pump to push the price back up. This will be our reserves. 5% goes to development. I think it's to pay the developers, either that or it's just for marketing purposes, marketing expenses and additional expenses. Right, so this is how they pay you. Okay, so as you can see, I think right now it's massive, right? It's massive, about 5% a day, right? Of course, it's gonna decrease if it's gonna be sustainable. They have to decrease it as people come in. So I think it's a good time to go in now, right? Yeah, assuming that they are legit. Okay. Yes. So I don't think I'm gonna go into bond mechanism today. But basically, I think it's good for everybody to read it, because you can understand what happens when it, okay, maybe I should explain it. So remember, our goal is to keep this above 1.01 peg, right? If it goes down, what happens? Okay, so remember why we can distribute. We can distribute only because the price is greater than what. So our goal is to keep it at this range, right? So their reasoning is, as long as it is above this range, right, they have space to create new tokens, because they don't need the price to be so high. So they can continue to keep expanding and pushing the price down. But once it reaches this price, they can no longer do it. I mean, it defeats the purpose, right? Because if it's 1.01 now and they continue expanding, it's going to push it down below 1.01. But their goal is to keep it at 1.01. So they will. So during okay, I can't really find it now, but during the period where peg is below 1, they will stop giving out dips. So this piggy bank will stop giving out these rewards. It will stop until the peg goes above 1 again. Okay, this is what they are trying to do. So this is where the bonds come in. Okay, you can buy the bonds only when the peg is below 1. So basically what happens for the bonds, right, is that you are actually able to, whatever amount of dips you have, you can use the dips to exchange for a token called D-Bond, that third token that we talked about just now, right? Basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to take more dips out of the supply in the market. So when you're giving them this, you're basically burning the dips. You're taking it out of the market. So this reduces the amount of supply in the market. So think about it. They stop giving out rewards, which means they stop increasing the supply. They start giving out D-bonds, which means they're taking out dips, right? So the supply decreases. So they hope that this will help to push the price up. Okay, so you have a little bit of extra incentive to do D-bonds, right? So as compared to, let's say when the price is low, right, like below peg, you buy dips. Some people may try to buy dips, right? And then that will push the price up. That will be a good thing, right? But actually, they're saying in that you can read their docs in the bond mechanism, right? When you buy a D-bond, right, you actually have a little bit extra incentive to do so, because when the peg goes up to 1.1, not 1.01, 1.1 and above, when you exchange D-bond for dips, you are actually getting a little bit more dips than when you purchase it. So let's say if you use 1 dip to purchase a D-bond, when you purchase it, it'll be 1 to 1. But when you redeem it, when the peg is 1.1 and above, you get I think there's a calculation to it, but let's say 1.1 dips for 1 D-bond. You're getting a little more dips, plus there's a price increase in dips. So it's actually quite good to buy D-bonds as compared to buying dips. Okay, I guess I'm not sure why I guess it's just an extra mechanism to keep to keep the pack, right? To get the pack back. Yeah. So I think like this whole system is pretty well thought out. And they have plans to not just stick to what Tomb Finance is doing, right? They also have plans to make this token be able to be used in many other projects, right? And they want to start new projects on this website too. I think it's pretty good. Right, so talking about strategy. Okay, so I think the main thing that everybody needs to know, I think it's good to spread the news, is that we never take profits using dips. Okay, we never sell dips. I mean, not never, but we try not to, because if we sell dips, we are pushing the price down, we're pushing the pack down, right? And we never want it, because once the pack goes down, they stop giving out rewards in the piggy bank, everything comes to a pause, and we start buying D bonds. Okay, so we try not to. So if you want to collect your dips reward, you can always zap it here into this BNB. Okay, what I did was actually I just bought BNB. I went to Pancake Swap and I swapped for half of it for dips, and the other half I left it in BNB, and I changed it into an LP token on Pancake Swap. Okay, so the option that we have here is we actually have a liquidity farm here. Okay, the difference between this and Pancake Swap is from Pancake Swap you'll be getting a little bit of dips and a little bit of BNB. But if you stake it here on this money itself, you are actually getting D share. Okay, why is D share valuable? Because D share is the token that you stake in the piggy bank to get that 5% APR of what do you call it? Dips, right? So you get more dips, and you get more dips, and then you go back and zap it into more LP token, and then the cycle goes on, right? Okay, so this is pretty good. This is where I put half of my funds, half of my LP tokens. I put it in here. The other half I'll talk about later, so that I can get more D share. And as I get more D share, right, I'm gonna stick my D share into my piggy bank to get more dips, and it's gonna be a cycle. So as I get more dips, I'm gonna change it to LP tokens and all that. Yes. So another thing that I did, which I'm not sure if it will last for very long, but I'm not sure if you heard of BV Finance. Basically, BV Finance provides a service of compounding liquidity tokens. So basically what I did was I just deposit the other half of my liquidity tokens here. They actually are giving out pretty decent also, 4.5% daily. So the difference between this and Dibs money is, on BV Finance, what I'm getting is the token itself. I'm getting the liquidity token itself. So this number will actually increase. I'm getting the liquidity token. So in a sense, I'm getting dips and BNB. Right? If I split it up, I'm getting dips and BNB. So this is actually multiplying my liquidity token, which in the long run, I'm going to come back here and put it in here to get more D share. And then D share will go into my piggy bank and get me dips. Right? And then, okay, so probably after I get my D share over from the farm, right, I'm probably going to do maybe a 50, 70, 30% kind of thing. So maybe I take profit 30%, reinvest 70%, because you got to pay yourself, right? If not, yeah, it's always good to pay yourself. But reinvesting here actually helps the ecosystem, right? You are locking the liquidity here. You are making sure that the whole program runs, right? When you get more dips, you burn dips by zapping it. And then another thing is, one small thing that I learned was that when you put it here, you're actually helping them to push the price of dips up. So basically, I think how BV Finance works is they actually they help you to do the middle transactions of getting getting LP rewards and reinvesting it, and then getting the LP tokens again, getting the LP rewards, reinvesting it to get the LP tokens. It actually, I don't think I'll explain it there, but it actually helps the price of dips. So it's actually good to put it here, right? But this may not last forever. They may actually take it down and have their own farm on their own website, but this is for another day. Yep, so yeah, this is my current strategy. My current strategy is I have 50% of my liquidity tokens here earning D share. I have another 50% getting that APY 4.5% here to get more LP tokens, which I will direct back to get more D share. And I plan to, using my D share rewards, some of it I'll be reinvested, some of it I'll be taking as my profits. I will probably never sell dips. Maybe I'll zap some dips as tokens, I don't know. But yeah, I think if everybody does, I think that's a beautiful thing about it. It's a community thing. If everybody learns and everybody learns how the system works and do what's best for the community instead of ourselves, the whole system flourish, the stakers will also flourish. Yeah. So I think it's very interesting. Yeah. So let me know what you think. If you think that this is a good investment, a good play, good adventure, good experiment to try, and yeah, let me know how what will you do